Friend, hear me for a moment. You may not know this, but God sees every conversation that has taken place about you. He heard the words that were spoken when you weren't in the room. He heard the gossip, the lies, the mocking, the criticism, and the private discussions that were meant to damage your name. Some of the people speaking against you were strangers. Some were old friends. Some were exes. Some were people you loved and trusted. Some may have even been family. Your name has been mentioned in rooms you've never entered. Your character has been discussed by people who don't truly know your heart. And while you may never hear every conversation, God heard every single word. The Lord wants you to understand something. You do not have to defend yourself against every accusation. You do not have to chase every rumor. You do not have to fight every battle. God is a righteous judge. When people deliberately speak against His children, He takes notice. I believe there are people who thought they got away with what they said about you. They thought their words carried no consequence. They thought they could wound you privately while smiling in your face publicly. But God says, I heard it. Nothing escapes His attention. Some people are learning that when they put their mouth on someone God has His hand on, they invite consequences they never expected. What they meant for your humiliation, God is turning into your testimony. The same people who laughed may one day have to watch God elevate you. The same people who doubted you may one day have to acknowledge that God's favor remained on your life. The same people who spoke against your name may one day regret every word they released. And friend, this isn't about revenge. This is about justice. God doesn't need your help settling accounts. He doesn't need you to expose people. He doesn't need you to retaliate. He is fully capable of handling what was done in secret. While others are focused on your downfall, God is focused on your future. While others are replaying your past mistakes, God is writing your next chapter. While others are trying to diminish your value, God is reminding heaven of who you are. And if the people speaking against you happen to be people close to you, even a parent, sibling, relative, or someone you deeply loved, remember this. No person belongs above God. No relationship belongs above God. No human opinion carries more authority than God's voice. The Lord says, keep your eyes on me. Don't let bitterness poison your heart. Don't let betrayal harden your spirit. Don't let gossip distract you from your purpose. God saw it. God heard it. God recorded it. And God knows exactly how to deal with it. Your job is to keep moving forward. Keep praying. Keep trusting. Keep healing. Keep growing. Because while they were talking about you, God was working on you. And what God is preparing for your life is greater than anything they tried to take from you. Their conversations do not determine your destiny. Friend, I feel strongly that someone needs to hear this next part. The reason some people cannot move on from you is because your presence exposed something in them. You thought they forgot about you. You thought they moved on. You thought your name never crossed their mind anymore. But God says your name is still being mentioned. Not because you're chasing them. Not because you're bothering them. But because what God placed on your life left an impression they cannot shake. Some people are still discussing a version of you that no longer exists. They're talking about the old you while God is developing the new you. They're judging you based on your worst season while heaven sees your next season. They're speaking from old information while God is working from a new blueprint. And because they refuse to see what God is doing, they continue to misjudge you. But God says, their misunderstanding of you does not stop my plans for you. Friend, there are blessings being prepared that don't require everyone to agree with you. There are doors opening that don't require everyone to like you. There are opportunities coming that don't require everyone to understand you. God is not waiting for your critics to approve your calling. He is not waiting for your enemies to celebrate your growth. He is not waiting for people to apologize before He blesses you. The Lord says, what I promised you is still yours. Some of you have spent too much time wondering why certain people turned against you. You replay the conversations. You replay the betrayal. You replay the rejection. You wonder what you did wrong. But God says there are battles that had nothing to do with your actions. Some people were fighting wounds they never healed. Some were battling jealousy. Some were battling pride. Some were battling insecurity. And instead of dealing with their own heart, they chose to project their pain onto you. Friend, stop carrying burdens that were never yours to carry. Stop taking responsibility for every person's opinion of you. Stop believing every negative thing spoken over your life. God's voice is greater than human voices. What God says about you matters more than what people say about you. And I hear the Lord saying this. Do not chase closure from people who hurt you. Some people will never admit what they did. Some people will never apologize. Some people will never tell the truth. But God says your healing is not dependent on their confession. Your peace is not dependent on their apology. Your future is not dependent on their approval. The chapter will close whether they acknowledge their wrongdoing or not. The Lord is teaching you how to walk forward without answers. How to trust without explanations. How to heal without an apology. How to grow without validation. And friend, that's where real freedom begins. I believe many of you are entering a season where God is separating you from voices that have delayed your confidence. People who constantly spoke doubt. People who constantly criticized. People who always found fault. People who never celebrated your growth. The separation may hurt, but it is making room for healthier relationships. God is removing noise so you can hear His voice clearly again. You are not being abandoned. You are being repositioned. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. You are not being forgotten. You are being protected. And one day, you will look back and realize that what felt like rejection was actually God's mercy. What felt like loss was actually divine protection. What felt like a closed door was actually God keeping you from unnecessary pain. Friend, keep your head up. Keep trusting. Keep praying. Keep believing. Because God has not brought you this far to leave you now. The same God who saw the conversations you never heard is the same God who is arranging blessings you cannot yet see. And when His timing arrives, nobody will be able to block what He has ordained for your life. Friend, can I tell you something that may hurt to hear? Some of the people who talked about you knew exactly what you were going through. They knew you were struggling. They knew you were hurting. They knew you were trying your best. And instead of praying for you, they discussed you. Instead of encouraging you, they criticized you. Instead of protecting your name, they participated in conversations that damaged it. That's why the betrayal hurt so deeply. It wasn't just what was said. It was who said it. You expected it from strangers. You expected it from enemies. But you never expected it from them. You never expected the person who knew your story to become part of your pain. You never expected the person who saw your tears to later become a reason for more tears. And for some of you, that's the wound you're still carrying. Not the gossip. Not the rumors. Not the lies. The wound is realizing that someone you loved wasn't who you thought they were. The wound is realizing that loyalty wasn't mutual. The wound is realizing that while you were protecting their reputation, they were damaging yours. Friend, God sees that pain. He sees the nights you cried and didn't tell anyone. He sees the moments you smiled in public but felt broken in private. He sees the moments you wondered, why do people keep doing this to me? And I hear the Lord saying this. Stop measuring your worth by how people treated you. Just because they abandoned you doesn't mean you weren't valuable. Just because they lied on you doesn't mean you weren't honest. Just because they betrayed you doesn't mean you weren't loyal. Their actions revealed their heart, not your worth. Read that again. Their actions revealed their heart, not your worth. Some of you have spent years trying to figure out what was wrong with you. Nothing was wrong with you. The wrong people had access to you. You kept blaming yourself for doors God never wanted open. You kept blaming yourself for relationships God was trying to remove. You kept blaming yourself for people who were determined to misunderstand you. Friend, God is trying to free you from self-blame. You were not called to carry everyone's opinion. You were not created to convince people to love you. You were not assigned to prove your value to people who have already decided not to see it. And here's what I feel strongly. There are people watching your life right now. Quietly. Silently. From a distance. They may never hit the like button. They may never leave a comment. They may never reach out. But they're watching. Some are waiting to see if you'll fail. Some are waiting to see if you'll give up. Some are waiting to see if the pressure finally breaks you. But God says they're about to witness something they didn't expect. They expected you to quit. Instead, you're still standing. They expected your faith to die. Instead, you're still praying. They expected your heart to become bitter. Instead, you're still loving. They expected your story to end in defeat. Instead, God is writing a comeback they never saw coming. Friend, your survival is already a testimony. The fact that you're still here after everything you've endured is proof that God's hand has been on your life. You should have given up. You should have broken down. You should have lost your mind from all the pressure. But somehow God kept carrying you when you didn't have the strength to carry yourself. And maybe that's the real miracle. Not that everything worked out yet. Not that every prayer has been answered yet. Not that every door has opened yet. The miracle is that after all you've been through, you're still believing. You're still hoping. You're still holding on. And God says, I see your endurance. I see your tears. I see your loneliness. I see the battles you never tell anyone about. And I have not forgotten you. Your story is not over. Your breakthrough is not canceled. And the people who counted you out are not writing the final chapter. God is.